Okay, so hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to SFDC Madhukar. So today we learn about the LWC from basic to advanced. So today we will cover how to set up all the things related to VS Code, SF, CFDLI. So let's introduce my about myself. So my name is Ashish Madhukar. I am six ex Salesforce certified professional and one ex Capodo certified. And my LinkedIn is Ashish Madhukar, Twitter Madhukar_, Ashish, and my YouTube channel name is SFDC Madhukar. So all video will upload on the YouTube channel. And for future reference, you can subscribe our channel. You can get all the video. We have already completed one integration series. So there you can learn from basic to advanced and how you can create your own REST API integration in Salesforce and how you can integrate with other third party. You can also learn from there. Let's know about what is LWC basically. Okay, so LWC full form name is the Lightning Web Component, are a user interface UI framework that Salesforce developers use to create customized pages and function on the Salesforce platform basically. Okay, LWC use standardized JavaScript framework, HTML and CSS without a third-party framework. Okay, these components are reusable building blocks that Salesforce admin can deploy for a variety of use cases. So let me tell you about that why we are using LWC. So पहले हम VFP use करते थे. After that we are using Aura component. So basically now is Lightning basically designed for the Lightning experience. Okay, so Salesforce launched the Lightning experience. So these are customization, create the your UI for your user experience. You can use Aura component and LWC as well. So why we are use LWC over the Aura? So we will discuss next slide. Okay. So why we use LWC? Okay. So basically LWC easy to learn. We can learn. We learn easily. Uh, everyone have maybe have any question related to easy to learn. So how many person learn about that LWC, right? तो आप लर्न कर सकते हो basically, but right direction, right path. If you get that right direction, then you easily learn. अगर आपके पास डायरेक्शन मतलब नहीं है प्रॉपरली कि हम किस डायरेक्शन में जाएं, इसका कैसे यूज करें और कहाँ से कंटेंट लें, जब तक आपके पास सही डायरेक्शन नहीं होगा, यू कांट लर्न. ओके, यू नो अबाउट दैट LWC, बट यू if you try to develop anything, you can try to create any UI, then you get confused. Why I'm using this and why I'm using like any method. So how can I design this part? How can design this part? Okay, so I will do everything one by one, basic to advanced. Okay, we will also today we will create one LWC component as well. Okay, so common component, service component. Basically, for example, आपने एक component create किया. Okay, then you can use that component for another scenario. Okay, so that called like the dynamic or reusable component basically. Okay, you can use that component for another services. For example, I have created one component for create account. Okay, when I click that button, then it open my LWC component and I have write the all the fill the all the form and the name, last name, everything. Then account will created. But now I want to use that same component on for a contact. So how we can do? So that component we can design as per the requirement, as per the object, that called the dynamic component or reusable component. Means same component we can use for another functional. Okay. Better security, testing and browser capability. Why better security? Because LWC basically web standardized. Okay, everything available in the web basically. ओके। तो जो भी हम टैग्स यूज करेंगे, जो भी हम HTML यूज करेंगे, जो भी हम JavaScript use करेंगे, basically we need to be import that functionality and we use and that all the functionality already on the web standard. Okay, so you can import and you can use. How it is secure basically, because Salesforce basically focus on the security model. Okay, so uh, we are using web standard, so we can import other functionality and use in sales our LWC component. तो कोई उसको मतलब वो सिक्योरिटी ज्यादा, क्योंकि उसको कोई मतलब ट्रैक नहीं कर सकता, कोई उसको अटैक नहीं करे बेसिकली. टेस्टिंग एंड ब्राउजिंग कैपेबिलिटी. टेस्टिंग बेसिकली in LWC we can test. Okay, if you know about the J unit, so we can use that one jet unit for LWC testing. Means whatever we are functionality do in the LWC component, we can test you before deploy. We can test that HTML and JavaScript, everything we can test using the J unit. Okay, browser capability. Browser capability means basically for example I have created one form, okay, for account or opportunity or contact creation or any registration form basically. Okay, and that form I have designed for basically web, laptop, desktop or other like a tablet. But when I try to open that form in my mobile, it's looking some funny basically. One my input field showing the long, and another text is going different, it's showing zigzag type. Okay, so this is but अगर आप किसी भी यूजर को आप दोगे ऐसे कम UI functionality, so it's very पुअर मतलब वो कंपोनेंट देखने में आपको बहुत बुरा लगेगा कि मैं कैसे फॉर्म भरूं जब इसको फॉर्म सही नहीं बेसिकली, राइट. तो क्या करना है, LWC ब्राउजिंग कैपेबिलिटी है, रिस्पॉन्सिव भी है. रिस्पॉन्सिव मीन्स जिस फॉर्मेट में आपका जाएगा, बेसिकली आपने लैपटॉप में किया तो उस लैपटॉप के साइज के अकॉर्डिंग वो हो गया. टैबलेट ने आपने ओपन किया तो टैबलेट के अकॉर्डिंग हो गया, और आपने उसको मोबाइल में ओपन किया तो मोबाइल के अकॉर्डिंग उसकी साइज के अकॉर्डिंग वो रिस्पॉन्स हो गया. कैपेबिलिटी मीन्स यू कैन यूज एनी ब्राउजर. फॉर एग्जांपल मैं गूगल क्रोम यूज कर रहा हूँ, मैं माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एज यूज कर रहा हूँ, या मोजिला फायरफॉक्स यूज कर रहा हूँ, या सफारी यूज कर रहा हूँ. यू कैन यूज एनी browser. LWC compatibility every browser basically. Why? Because our everything tags, everything functionality on the web basically. जो भी हम चीजें यूज करेंगे LWC में, वो एवरीथिंग W3 वेब स्टैंडर्ड में अवेलेबल है. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी कैन यूज, एंड आवर कंपोनेंट विल कैपेबिलिटी एवरी कंपोनेंट एवरी ब्राउजर बेसिकली. ओके, बेटर परफॉर्मेंस. अब आप करो बेटर परफॉर्मेंस कैसे. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल मैं लिस्ट ऑफ अकाउंट शो करना चाहता हूँ. आई वांट टू शो लिस्ट ऑफ अकाउंट ऑन यूजर. ओके, अब क्या याद, अब LWC में हमारे पास फंक्शनलिटी है, वी कैन यूज वायर मेथड. ओके, विदाउट कॉलिंग एपेक्स क्लास. ओके, यू कैन गेट डेटा. ओके, if you want to use apex class, you can also use the apex class. Okay, you can get data, store your data in a cache, and you can when you call another that component same, if your data is not change anything in background, then same data component will take from the cache and show on the show the client side basically. तो बेटर परफॉर्मेंस और कैसे कर सकते हैं, जैसे कोई भी डेटा हम यहाँ पे सेव कर रहे हैं, मोस्टली चीजें हमारे उस पे वेब स्टैंडर्ड पे. तो जो भी चीजें हम वेब स्टैंडर्ड, क्योंकि अगर आप किसी के थ्रू फॉर एग्जांपल ऑरा कंपोनेंट, या आप जावा को ले लो, जावा क्या, हम जावा को जब भी कंपाइल करते हैं बेसिकली, व्हेन वी कंपाइल एनी लैंग्वेज, तो वहां पे हमें एक कंपाइलर यूज करना पड़ता है कि वो उसको कंपाइल करता है, फिर वो अदर फॉर्मेट में जाता है बेसिकली. ओके, बट यहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ नहीं, यहाँ पे हमारा LWC सब वेब स्टैंडर्ड पे है और हम सेम थिंग यूज कर रहे हैं। तो हमें यहाँ पे मिडिल कोई कंपाइलर नहीं है कि उसको कंपाइल करेगा, फिर उसको सोर्स कोड को मशीन लैंग्वेज में उसको कन्वर्ट करेगा, देन करेगा। नो, आपने उसको डिप्लॉय कर दिया एवरीथिंग ऑन वेब, देन जब भी आपका कंपोनेंट रेंडर होगा बेसिकली, देन इट्स टेक फ्रॉम द वेब स्टैंडर्ड एंड सो बेटर परफॉर्मेंस। तो आपका जो भी परफॉर्मेंस हो वो बेटर हो जाएगा। अगर आप कह रहे हो कि किसी कंपोनेंट का लोड होने में 1 मिनट लग रहा है, तो 1 मिनट भी बहुत है हमारे लिए। हम मिली सेकेंड में कंपोनेंट को अगर शो है, हम मिली सेकेंड में बात करते हैं। 10 मिली सेकेंड, 20 मिली सेकेंड भी बहुत होता है कि इतना टाइम ले रहा है लोड होने में। ओके, मॉडर्न वेब स्टैंडर्ड। मॉडर्न वेब स्टैंडर्ड मीन्स बेसिकली जो भी रिलीज, वॉट एवर रिलीज कम इन द मार्केट, ओके, everything LWC support basically. Okay, for example, if जावास्क्रिप्ट इकमा 7 रिलीज होने वाला है, तो उसमें अगर कुछ नए चीजें ऐड हो गए, तो यू कैन यूज दैट इन LWC बिकॉज LWC यू नो यूज मॉडर्न वेब स्टैंडर्ड। तो जो भी रिलीज आएंगे, जो भी नए टैग्स आएंगे, जो भी जावास्क्रिप्ट में चेंजेस आएंगे, जो भी CSS नया आएगा, यू कैन यूज in LWC everything because LWC is using modern web standard. Capability with Aura component. Okay, why Aura components capability with LWC? So you can use LWC in Aura component. Okay, I will show you how we can use. Basically, I know many person did not work on the Aura component, but I will create one small component and I will show you. Okay, तो Aura कंपोनेंट में कुछ चीजें ऐसी है जो हम नहीं कर सकते, मतलब कर तो सब कुछ सकते हैं, बट बेसिकली कुछ चीजें हमें मतलब आप कह सकते हो कि बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो जाता है, जो LWC में बहुत इजीली हो सकता है। बट कुछ चीजें ऐसा है जो LWC में नहीं हो सकता, या होता बहुत ज्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाता है और Aura में हो जाता है इजीली। तो सच टाइप ऑफ, बट यू कैन यूज बोथ कॉम्बिनेशन। आप Aura भी यूज कर सकते हो, LWC भी यूज कर सकते हो, और Aura LWC दोनों यूज कर सकते हो। मतलब एक Aura कंपोनेंट बना के उसमें LWC अपना कंपोनेंट कॉल करके यूज कर सकते हो। ओके, फास्टर लोडिंग साइट। फास्टर लोडिंग साइट का मतलब ही यही है, हमारा जो भी हम यूज कर रहे हैं बेसिकली ऑल द थिंग्स आर अवेलेबल ऑन द वेब स्टैंडर्ड। ओके, सो यू कैन यूज any tags, any JavaScript, it's everything available on the web standards, then it's loading fast basically. Okay, anyone have any question here? Otherwise we can move next.
Yes, Ashish, I have a question.
Yeah.
Suppose, Ashish, if we didn't work on Aura, I mean, I don't know nothing about Aura. Is it possible to learn LWC?
Yes, basically if you learn Aura, okay, or LWC, if you don't know about the Aura component, you can easily learn LWC. But if you know about the Aura component, so you can easily move. For example, you have already know about the tags, okay, but in when you start the LWC, so you don't know about any tags. Now you learn about the tag and the use of it. If anyone know about the already that Aura component, so he know already about the all the tags and functionality. So only we are use of the tag, we need to be change something. Okay, that one I will tell you how we can use in Aura component this tag and how we can use in the LWC. So basically, when you know about the Aura component, so you can easily learn LWC.
Okay, so before jumping to LWC, we have to learn basics of Aura, or
No. We will already we can start from the LWC. No need for Aura.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go another.
Hello, Ashish. I have one
Yeah.
question also.
Yeah.
I'm asking about the security. How actually I didn't get the point. How actually LWC is secured?
Okay.
It's based on the web standard security, or LWC having separate thing that it is making it secured.
No. Basically, in LWC, okay, for example, our LWC we are using in our Salesforce, okay. And basically, security comes from where, for example, we are using our LWC on Community Hub, Lightning Experience Digital. Okay, you know about the community cloud and digital experience. So where we are use our component for designing the customer portal and partner portal. Okay, so LWC in Salesforce we have the one option for security for enhance. Okay, for when we are don't know about. Okay, Salesforce did not allow any kind of link, any kind of if you are using any a JavaScript library, you can't use directly in LWC. You need to be first upload in the static resource. That at static resource you need to be import in the LWC, then you can use in there. So Salesforce did not allow anything outside the Salesforce. Okay, if you want to use outside of the Salesforce, so you need to be whitelist in the Salesforce, yeah, or you need to be upload in the static resource. Then you can use any third party library or CSS also.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's move on the next part. MVP architect of LWC. Okay, so when we are using LWC, okay, when we are creating LWC, so there are three files only create by default. Okay, first one HTML, second one JavaScript, and third one is XML. Okay, so in the MVP architecture of LWC, if you see here, CSS view, okay, HTML view, and JavaScript client-side controller, and then modern. So maybe whatever the model is for you are using account, contact, or any object basically. Okay, so whatever CSS we are okay when you are creating any LWC component, it will be not create by default any CSS file. Okay, you need to be create your own file in the LWC. Okay, so first it will be learn execute your CSS. Okay, whatever you have applied a CSS, then it will be execute. After that HTML view. Okay, when HTML view showing, after that it will be call your JavaScript. JavaScript basically client side. Okay, whatever we are using JavaScript, everything on the client for client side. Then using that JavaScript, we can call our Apex class or any API, or you can use directly standard method in LWC. We can get the data, and then model. You can use object like the account, contact, any employee, any custom object or standard object, anything you can get data in the LWC. Okay. So advantage of using LWC. Okay. So there are four advantage here I have mentioned. Okay, better performance. LWC deliver unparalleled performance which happen to its prime advantage. Basically, when you are using for example आप multiple component use कर रहे हो. Okay, for example आपने एक component create किया parent, and you want to use a multiple component within that parent. Component 1 child, and component 2 second child, component 3 another child, and that child you want to use another component also. Okay, but it will not take more time for loading. That's why we are saying LWC is better performance. Okay, then capability across the browser I have already explained. So LWC support every browser, basically all the advanced browser. For example, we are using now Google Chrome 58 version. In future it will be released 59 version. Then LWC automatically compatibility with that browser. Okay, faster development. Now you know how we can use the faster development word here. Okay, why? For example, you have created one functionality for posting a chatter on Salesforce. Okay, but for that object, for example, activity or event object, but now you want to use that for another object. Okay, so what you should do, faster development, basically you can use that component for another object also. Okay, and another for example, everything you have the tag, everything available on the library you can use. You don't need to be create all the UI proper for HTML type and then CSS type, then it will be. But Salesforce already provide library you can use. It's also look like the better look, so you can copy that tag directly and that use in the LWC. You don't need to be write HTML and then design everything. As per the requirement you can design and apply the HTML, CSS basically, but you can use directly that tag. I will show you that library, how we can check and how we can use, what are the type, everything I will show you. Okay, so easy to learn, I have told already about that. Easy to learn, basically if you know already the HTML, JavaScript, so you easily learn. You can don't know thing to be learn one by one, but I will tell you HTML and JavaScript, you don't know, we will start from beginning. But I will tell you some JavaScript which are using basically. Okay, अगर आपने वो उतना ही पढ़ लिया, आप LWC पे काम कर सकते हो basically. You don't need to be whole JavaScript you learn. Okay, yes, but for better performance, for better productivity and better interaction and better implement the logic, you can learn more. But मैं इतना जावास्क्रिप्ट आपको बता दूंगा कि आप उतने से ही आप यूज कर सकते हो बेसिकली. ओके, उतने से आप डेवलपमेंट कर सकते हो. बाकी के लिए आप फ्यूचर में आप कभी भी लर्निंग स्टॉप कभी भी मत करो कि हमने लेवल 6 सीख लिया अब तो मेरा खत्म है, तो मुझे तो आ गया. नो, after if you don't practice, okay, after 1 month you forget everything. You don't know how can I write this tag, how can I call this method, how can I import my method, everything forget. Okay, so practice, every day practice आप करो और इज हमेशा लर्न करो. आप जावास्क्रिप्ट आपको LWC सीखना है तो थोड़ा HTML के बारे में जानो कि ये टैग का यूज क्यों करते हो, पी टैग क्या है, डिव क्या है, इसके बारे में. तो आपको जितनी चीजें पता होगा उतने जल्दी आप बेटर डेवलपमेंट कर सकते हो, उतने फास्ट कर सकते हो. क्योंकि आपको पता नहीं होगा तो आप उसके बारे में पहले थोड़ा पढ़ोगे, फिर उसके बारे में जानोगे, फिर आप उसको आप इम्प्लीमेंट करोगे बेसिकली. बट आपको बात थोड़ा पता है तो आप उसको जल्दी से फर्स्ट कर सकते हो कि हाँ यहाँ पे मुझे रिक्वायरमेंट है, मैं यहाँ पे टैग यूज कर लेता हूँ बेसिकली. ओके, then some difference between Aura and LWC. Okay, जिन्होंने Aura किया होगा उनको पता होगा, but I'm covering this difference between Aura and LWC. So Aura component are built using HTML and JavaScript. Okay, and LWC is built directly on the web stack. Web stack means whatever available on the everything in a web standard. Web standard means on the web everything. Okay, but Aura component में हम web पे कुछ नहीं होता है, जो भी हम यूज करते हैं वो HTML JavaScript का यूज करके करते हैं. Okay, वो Aura component उसको कंपाइल करता है हमारे सोर्स में, देन फ्रेमवर्क वो हमारा काम करता है. बट LWC everything on the web. Okay, Aura component cannot be used inside LWC. Okay, आप Aura component को LWC के अंदर यूज नहीं कर सकते, बट आप LWC को Aura component के अंदर यूज कर सकते हो. आपने कोई Aura component बनाया, आप चाहते हो कि इसको मैं LWC में यूज करूँ, तो अभी नहीं है, अभी तक तो नहीं है, बट इन फ्यूचर आएगा तो वी डोंट नो, मे बी, क्योंकि हो सकता है कि Aura component डेप्रिकेट हो जाए इन फ्यूचर, क्योंकि Salesforce अभी फोकस कर रहा है LWC पे बेसिकली. ओके, व्हाई? क्योंकि LWC बेसिकली वेब स्टैंडर्ड. ओके, सो जो भी इन मॉडर्न में, क्योंकि आपका Aura कंपोनेंट वेब स्टैंडर्ड नहीं फॉलो कर पाएगा, मतलब जो भी नए जावा स्क्रिप्ट आएंगे, नए मॉडर्न स्क्रिप्ट जो भी आएंगे वो सपोर्ट नहीं कर पाएगा। सो मे बी डेप्रिकेट हो सकता है कि ना करे, क्योंकि मोस्टली जितने भी कंपोनेंट हैं, जितने भी मोस्टली सेल्सफोर्स के प्रोजेक्ट काफी जो और LWC आने से पहले ऑरा कंपोनेंट पे हैं। तो कुछ कंपनियां अभी स्टार्ट भी कर दिया है ऑरा टू LWC माइग्रेशन। कंपनियां क्या कर रही हैं कि ऑरा कंपोनेंट को LWC में माइग्रेट करा रही है। उनका प्रोजेक्ट ही यही है कि LWC से ऑरा कंपोनेंट से LWC में माइग्रेट करना बेसिकली। व्हाई? क्योंकि बेटर रिस्पांस मिल रहा है, बेटर सिक्योरिटी मिल रहा है, और फास्टर अपलोड हो रहा है, फास्टर लोडिंग हो रहा है। तो क्यों टाइम, और कभी कभी अभी होता है कि ऑरा जो भी होता है ना, उसके कोडिंग बहुत हाई हो जाते हैं और बहुत ज्यादा वो स्पेसेस लेते हैं। तो इसलिए LWC थोड़ा लाइट वेट भी है, इसलिए उसको ज्यादा प्रेफरेंस है। अगर आप सेल्स, अगर किसी कंपनी में आप जा रहे हो इंटरव्यू के लिए, अगर आप डेवलपमेंट एज ए डेवलपर जा रहे हो, तो पहला क्वेश्चन होता है कि डू यू नो अबाउट द LWC? इफ यू नो, देन योर प्रेफरेंस 1. If you don't know, then your preference may be 2 or 3. Okay. So lightning component take longer to build and deliver. Okay. और कंपोनेंट बहुत टाइम लेता है डिलीवर करने में, उसको बिल्ड करने में, क्योंकि उसमें हमें HTML यूज करना पड़ता है, उसके CSS अलग से लिखने पड़ते हैं उसमें बेसिकली, और उसके जावास्क्रिप्ट भी थोड़ा डिफरेंट होते हैं LWC के अकॉर्डिंग। ओके। एंड परफॉर्मेंस, okay, third performance. LWC improve performance and are much faster than deploy. Okay, तो ये डिप्लॉय भी बहुत जल्दी हो जाता है। Then Aura component are Salesforce platform dependent. Okay, तो Aura component Salesforce पर डिपेंडेंट है। Okay, but LWC डिपेंडेंट नहीं है। You can use LWC outside Salesforce also, and basically that is called the native support in the browser. Okay, you can use LWC outside Salesforce also, means अगर कोई अदर लैंग्वेज है, आप वहां पे LWC बना के उसको भी यूज कर सकते हो बेसिकली। ओके, एंड यू कैन एडिट डिजाइन कंपोनेंट इन द डेवलपर कंसोल। ओके, बट ये Salesforce LWC में ऐसा भी फैसिलिटी नहीं आया है कि आप ऑरा कंपोनेंट को आप डेवलपर जो कंसोल होता है उसमें आप एडिट कर सकते हो, नए बना सकते हो। बट फॉर LWC you will need to be utilize another integrated programming environment, basically it's called IDE, such as Visual Force Code, okay, Visual Studio Code. तो मैं आपको बताऊंगा अभी how we can install the Visual Studio Code, how we can create our own component also. Okay, the data binding between component for property value in 2 way. Okay, and the data binding between component for property value in 1 way. Okay, अब 2 way and 1 way, इस मामले में और बहुत अच्छा है 2 वे बाइंडिंग। 2 वे बाइंडिंग मीन्स, आपको मैं एक एग्जांपल देता हूं कि फॉर एग्जांपल यू वांट टू इंसर्ट बल्क ऑफ डेटा, फॉर एग्जांपल यू वांट टू इंसर्ट द लिस्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, ओके, इन सेल्सफोर्स। ओके, और आपने एक बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर बना के आपने एपेक्स में या जावास्क्रिप्ट में एक बेसिक ऑब्जेक्ट का स्ट्रक्चर बना के आपने उसको रेंडर कर दिया कंपोनेंट HTML में, और आपने जो वैल्यू नाम का एक कीवर्ड होता है, वैल्यू में आपने उस वेरिएबल, मतलब उस, आप फील्ड बोल सकते हो या वेरिएबल को बोल सकते हो, ठीक है, आप उसमें दे दिया। बट अब सेल्स और कंपोनेंट में क्या होता है, आपने जैसे उस वैल्यू को चेंज किया, फॉर एग्जांपल आप 10 क्वेश्चन इंसर्ट करना चाहते हो, तो वो 10 क्वेश्चन आपका और कंपोनेंट ऑटोमेटिक उसको बाइंड कर लेता है। मीन्स आपने वो 10 क्वेश्चन पे जो भी आप क्वेश्चन टाइप किया, आंसर टाइप किया, जो भी आपने देना था आपने वो रेंडर कर दिया। आपने 10 क्वेश्चन, आपने जो भी फील्ड किया फिल हो गया। तो आप जब भी इंसर्ट करना चाहोगे या आप जब भी वो लिस्ट गेट करोगे तो आपको 10 के आंसर या क्वेश्चंस मिलेंगे। बट LWC में क्या होता है, आपको 1 बाय 1 करके उसके अनचेंज, और उसके LWC में हम की यूज करते हैं, की के अकॉर्डिंग आपको उसको बाइंड करना पड़ता है डेटा को, क्योंकि यहाँ पे 1 वे बाइंडिंग। और वन अनदर, अगर आप पेरेंट और चाइल्ड कंपोनेंट यूज कर रहे हो और कोई भी डेटा आप पेरेंट से चाइल्ड में पास कर रहे हो और आप वो चेंजेस चाइल्ड पे कर रहे हो, जो आपने लिस्ट पास किया है चाइल्ड में, दैट लिस्ट ऑटोमेटिक चेंज इन parent list. Okay, so that's the most फंक्शनलिटी मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा जो Aura component में टू वे पैरेंट, बट वो LWC में नहीं है। तो उसके लिए हमें ऑन चेंज मेथड यूज करना पड़ता है या इवेंट यूज करना पड़ता है उसको चेंज करने के लिए। ठीक है। एंड कम्युनिकेशन इन Aura you can use application event communicate between two component, okay, directly from the DOM hierarchy. तो फॉर एग्जांपल इन Aura component में हमें दो बेसिकली इवेंट होता है। फर्स्ट वन प्लेटफॉर्म इवेंट, सॉरी एप्लीकेशन इवेंट एंड कंपोनेंट। ओके, तो आपको क्या करना पड़ता है, वो दो कंपोनेंट इवेंट क्रिएट करके उसके थ्रू आप एक कंपोनेंट से दूसरे कंपोनेंट को आप कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हो। बट इन LWC you use lightning message services to communicate between component in different DOM hierarchy. यहाँ पे एक मेंशन किया गया है, बट in future when I will start for communicating with component, I will tell you lightning data services or lightning message services, or another one event using the custom event. I will tell you using the platform pops up. I will tell you pops up also, and also another one dynamic interaction. Okay, I will tell you 3 or 4 ways how we can communicate with other different component using LWC. Okay, you can communicate different component without without connection, with connection. For example, that component I have called in parent, but if you did not call that component parent, so how you can communicate with child component? So that one I will also explain. Okay, so last one, modern JavaScript development. So I have already told you the ES means ECMAScript, basically 5 syntax and ES6 promises are supported by the Aura component programming architecture. Okay, but if you see in LWC web component JavaScript supported include ECMAScript, ES6, ES7, ES8, exclude share memory and automatics, and ES19 including only object spread property, not object trace property. So ECMA9 recently launched. LWC spread also now in LWC showing. Okay, in we can use also, but in when we start our everything, so I will cover LWC spread also. This is in a like one tag, you can say also one event in the LWC, basically LWC spread. Okay, so we can use that one. Then another syntax differences. Okay, syntax differences in Aura component, you need to be called Aura in angular bracket Aura colon component, but in LWC just template only. Okay, and when you binding any variable, okay, so you need to be used here curly braces, then exclamatory sign like not v dot facet name. Facet name basically is any variable, but in LWC you can use slot name also. Okay, for example, you want to pass one data in the different, and you can use that slot. Okay, so you can give the slot name and you can pass data directly using slot also. Lightning formatted text. Lightning formatted text basically this is the tag. Okay, so in Aura component, if you see here in Aura component, you can call that any tag like this. Okay, lightning colon formatted. In LWC, if you see here, lightning hyphen formatted hyphen text. This way you need to be called any tag in the LWC. Okay, and I will also tell you when we create the any LWC component, so should be always start with small. Okay, with small word. Okay, why? When we in future when we call that component in any component, so we should use C hyphen that component name. And in LWC, when any letter is in middle or last in middle, with capital letter. So we need to be replaced with hyphen, then small. Okay. Then I will explain you later. Okay. Then Aura handle, if you call any, onload any method or any anything we want to show on the onload, so you need to be called your init method basically in the Aura component like this. Okay. And in our LWC, you can use the connected callback. Also, we have another option for wire method that will also I will explain you. Okay. And if you want to use any CSS, so in CSS, in our component, we have style tag, basically one or another component in our component. These dot coral green something encapsulation. You can use like this, but in LWC you can create your own CSS, and this such type of you can see here Aura event registration, DOM event.fire you can use in Aura component, and LWC this dot dispatch event. Okay, you can call any method in the or event or handler, but in LWC you can call the add listener basically. And Aura attribute, if you want to create any attribute means basically a variable. Okay, in our component if you want to create any variable, so you need to be use Aura attribute, and in the LWC you can use the API. Okay, if you want to bind any variable, so in Aura component you need to bind like this, within curly braces hyphen exclamatory and then my attribute, and in LWC you can directly bind the attribute. Okay, for the iteration, so in Aura component you need to be use your iteration is basically loop. Okay, for loop we are using for loop in the code. Okay, but in Aura component it's called the iteration, and in LWC it's called the for each loop. Okay, so I will explain in later how we can use for each loop and if else condition also. Okay, let's go another part. So basically why LWC over Aura? Okay, so the major difference between Aura and LWC, Aura in ability to modify components using standard UI elements, modern business needed user experience that we are tailored to them basically. Okay, and to build and containmentary massive organization, it was not possible to write client-side technology like modules, classes, decorators, and promises. So in LWC, basically, we can use our promises. Basically, for example, then, catch, and all. If any error coming, so how you can handle try catch also in the LWC, but in our component we don't have that. These are functionality. Okay, for error handling. Okay, continuous UI changes required optimal rendering, although Lightning component did not have this issue. Okay, with LWC you just need to write a few line of code. Okay, and LWC compile will translate it and add the required boilerplate code to make it into a web component. Okay, unit basically आपने कोई एक टैग यूज किया, आपने फ्यू लाइन ऑफ कोड लिखा, बाकी के सारी चीजें वो अपना वेब स्टैंडर्ड से उठा लेता है, उसको जो जो भी नीड की होता है उस टैग के लिए जो भी यूज्ड है वो सारे ऑटोमेटिक उसको गेट कर लेता है, उसके यूआ फॉर एग्जांपल उसके look and feel, uska responsive, everything, it will be take from the web standard. Okay, by boosting the time developers spend on the more crucial application logic or UX concern, and decreasing the time spent on the business value, and help to your team more productive. Basically LWC up, क्योंकि हम रियूजेबल कंपोनेंट बना सकते हैं इसमें LWC, तो हम क्या बेसिकली क्या कर सकते हैं, जैसे हमारा कोई एक बिजनेस है जिसपे हम एप्लीकेशन पे काम कर रहे हैं. ओके, तो आपने कोई रियूजेबल कंपोनेंट बनाया, उस पे उस बिजनेस के लिए कर दिया और उसको आपने अपने बैकअप के लिए लेके रख दिया. इन फ्यूचर कोई भी बिजनेस आता है सिमिलर, यू वांट टू यूज दैट फंक्शनलिटी, आप सीधा उस कंपोनेंट को वहां पे लेके जाओ और यूज कर सकते हो बेसिकली। ओके, तो आप उसको रियूजेबल कर सकते हो, एक ही कंपोनेंट को बार बार भी यूज कर सकते हो, सेम कंपोनेंट को आप उसकी फंक्शनलिटी के अकॉर्डिंग चेंज भी कर सकते हो उसमें, और उसको डायनेमिक कंपोनेंट बना सकते हो, मतलब आप वेरिएबल पास कर सकते हो ऑब्जेक्ट से, उसके ऑब्जेक्ट की फंक्शनलिटी चेंज कर सकते हो उसके ऑब्जेक्ट के बेसिस पे, मतलब you can create dynamic component basically. Okay, and another part,
Hello, Ashish.
yes,
In Aura also we can do the same thing, right? Means we can create a dynamic component. You can bind a variable or any object we can pass, and we can achieve the same thing with the Aura also, right?
yes, you can use, but in the Aura components, the time taking basically. Okay, you can because in the Aura component we have different component. You can say like component or like design. Okay, you need to be design, use that one, and that component design you need to be use any object or a page or a community basically. Okay, so in LWC, because everything is on web standard. Okay, so you can use lightning page or community cloud, and also you can use the flow as well basically.
Web stack means what do you mean by web stack actually?
Web stack means web standard, means
Okay.
whatever in everything, whatever JavaScript or CSS coming in the market for modern. Okay, that everything will store one place is the web3 is called the web standard or web standard.
One more question I have. That is,
Mhm.
Aura also in Aura also writing JS, right? And that
Right,
JS is different from our normal LWC JS. LWC JS is common JS, and Aura having a different syntax of writing the JS file.
right.
How is it in behind it is converting to the actual JS once when it is compiling or when it is executing? How it is actually time taking? That's I'm not getting. Is it is
Okay, 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 okay. Basically, Aura component is one different framework, right? And
okay?
this is dependent on the basically Salesforce. Okay, you can't use Aura component outside the Salesforce. Okay, so Salesforce designed one compiler for Aura component. When you're writing any text or you're writing any JavaScript, that everything will compile in the machine language, then it will be so in the UI of a client. So that's why it's taking time. But for in case of LWC, okay, so for LWC, no need any compiler or any no need to be any change in the machine language, because everything is on the web. For example, if you want to use anything, you can say like if you take the example of Java, okay, Java using the class language, okay, so that JVM compile in that language and you can use. But in LWC is already that everything on web. If you change anything one language to different language or for readable format, so might be take some time, but everything is available directly on the web. For example, on a browser, okay, one component you are using the first name, okay, and that first name already on your browser. If you want to access, so it's not taking time, you can access directly. Okay, but if something is not available on the browser, you go in the Salesforce and take that the first name and you need to be show on the browser. Okay, so it's takes some time. That's why LWC is saying faster than Aura component.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let's go some the UI part. Okay, so same everything I have explained for UI. We can design the uh, basically a better UI and scalable. Basically, you can use that component, a reusable component, and customizable. It's easily to customize also, and you can write your code in a way well manner also. Okay, for I have seen many developer uh, code. He writing everything and any tag going different way, any tag going different way. Is not give the proper indentation, proper comment, proper method name. he write anything for if he start the any variable, test variable, a variable, b variable. No, you write, you should be give the proper naming convention. Okay. So, and let's take the last point. Basically, LWC enable the use of complete encapsulation. I hope everyone know about the encapsulation. If everyone know about the Java, if you in college life you learn the Java, you know about the encapsulation basically. Okay. Anyone know about the encapsulation? I need to be explained.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Ashish, this
Yeah.
is Nimit here. So actually, I learned in
Yeah.
a C or C++ over the encapsulation. So whenever we create a particular class and what are the script that we write inside the class, so we call it encapsulation.
Your voice is breaking.
Okay, am I clear now?
Yeah, now it's clear.
Yeah, so I was just saying that I learned in C and C++. So whatever the code or script we write inside the class, when we open the curly braces and whatever we write something and we close the bracket, and inside what is written inside the class, it's called encapsulation.
Right. Right. So let me tell one example. Okay. Everyone know about the capsule. Okay. Whatever in a fever time or any vitamin capsule we are taking. Okay. In a capsule we have one wrapper. Okay. And that wrapper is made by some flour and any different material. Okay. So inside that wrapper we have the data. Means this you don't need to be use that wrapper only, but your information or your pain or any vitamin in your that within that wrapper. Okay. If you see the capsule. So in our scenario, okay, when you using any writing any code anything, it will be wrapped in the different. Everything is wrapper. Okay. Then you if you write anything within something, so anyone can't see your code basically. If you see the example, encapsulation is a way to restrict the direct access to some component. Okay. On an object, any कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट आप उठा लो उसको आप डायरेक्टली एक्सेस नहीं कर सकते encapsulation. Okay. So user cannot access state value for all the variable and particular object. जब तक आप उसको नहीं दोगे तो it will be not anyone can access it basically. So this is called encapsulation. Let's take one conclusion here. So all the where are a very small difference between the Aura and LWC compared to Aura components. Lightning Web components performance better or similar to create basically. However, since LWC does not yet support everything that Aura component support. Okay, you may also need to use Aura when binding Lightning Web component. If you need to use an unsupported feature, experience or interface, create the entire LWC and drive it in the Aura component. Okay, so मैंने वही कहा जो चीज सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहा है LWC में बेसिकली आप उसको Aura component में कर लो और उस LWC को आप Aura component में bind करके यूज करो. Okay, so let's go another part. This is the our setup. Okay, how we can set up VS Code in LWC and how we can use and how we can everything do using the. So first step, everyone note down this step. Okay, basically first step we need to be install the VS Code. Okay, you need to be install the VS Code. Step 2, we need to install the SFDX CLI. The SFDX CLI basically is the command line interface. It's the integrate with the VS Code and your Salesforce. Okay. Then Salesforce extension pack we need to be installed in VS Code basically for Apex, for LWC, for other different. Okay. After that, you need to be check your SFDX CLI command is working in command prompt or not. If working properly in command prompt, then you can check another step 5. Authorize your Salesforce org with VS Code. In which org do you want to use your VS Code? first authorize that you can create your component, deploy that all. Okay, let's start LWC component for creation. Okay, let's install everything. Okay, first let me go on the here, type VS Code. Okay, anyone have any question till now? Or we can start the all this setup.
No, you can continue.
Okay. Okay, thanks everyone. Let's go on the VS Code. Click here, type here VS Code. When you type VS Code, then one website open here, VS Code basically. Okay. So as per your system or as per your operating system, here all the two operating system support here, three basically, Mac, Windows and Linux. You can download as per your operating system, and here also you can use Insider, you can use, so as per your you can use here, type here and then it will be downloaded in your system basically. Okay, after download, then install this VS Code. I have already installed, so that's why I'm not installing this component VS Code. Okay, but you can install this. After installing this, then you can type here SFDX CLI. Okay, just press enter, then SFDX CLI here. Okay, then here also same operating system 3, Mac, Windows and Linux. So my operating system is Windows, so just click, and also here you can use bit also. If your operating system is 32 bit, 32 bit means here showing the x86. Okay, so if your operating system is 32 bit, so don't try to download this one. Okay, uh, Windows 64, it will be not work in your system. And how you can you check basically, let's go on the here and click that here, this PC, type here, so option and then properties. Okay, click on the properties, and here you can see your system type 30 80 sorry 64-bit operating system. Okay, if your operating system 32-bit, then it will be show here 32-bit or 86. It means the both are the same, 86 or 32-bit. Okay, so as per your operating system processor, you can use the, download your VS Code here. Okay, then you can, so my Windows bit is 64, so let me download this. Okay, after download this, you can install. Okay, everything goes the next, don't change anything. Okay, everything do the installation. Okay, when you install, so you need to be check one thing, only your this CLI path is properly set up, path set up in the your system or not. Okay, so how you can check also that one, after installing it, CLI automatic select that path. Okay, but once for confirmation, just check. I have already installed the CLI, that's why I'm not installing here. Okay, so just go here, click on the this here, and so click on the property. In my this is Windows 11. Okay, that's why showing here, but in when you are opening Windows 10 or any, you can also same thing, but you need to find this only the advanced system setting. Okay, advanced setting, system setting, just click here. Then when you click here, okay, then it will show the system property. So if you check in the last, here we have the environment variable. Okay, in environment variable we need to be set every path. whatever our path. So we are showing setup here. Okay. If you see here, this is user variable. User variable means in your system there are multiple user, 3 or 4 variable, and you want to set that path only for that user. So you need to be create here user variable. Okay, give your path and type your path name. Okay, so how you can get that path also, let me show you. Go to this C, and this when you install some application 32-bit. 32-bit any application you can install in 64-bit, but 64-bit you can't install in the 32-bit. Okay. So here I have installed my SFDX. Okay, already. Just go here and bin. This is your path basically. Okay, in top of this is your path. Copy this path and paste in your here. But I want to set my variable for system, means any user can access that my path. Okay, if you check here, so I have already set, but in this scenario SFDS already by default setting, but for cross verification you can check here. Okay, if you check here, I have added multiple, okay, multiple path here, but you will see your only SFDX. Okay, this is the Node.js, this is that one, and this is another. Okay, let's check another here variable. Basically in my variable I have set in the user basis. Okay, that's why it's showing here. Okay, see here, because in my system only one user, so that's why I have set the user C programming file SFDS P. Because why is P? Because our all command, everything command in the bean path. This is SFDX. Okay, everything in the bean. So all command you need to be copied this link. Okay. After doing this, how you can check your command is working or not? So just click here, type cmd, type here SFDX, okay, hyphen version, then press enter. Then it's asking for warning, hyphen version is not SFDX command. Did you miss version? Yes. Then it will be show your version here. It means your CLI version basically. So my CLI version is basically 7.209.6. Okay, so means your SFDX CLI properly set up. Now you can use your in VS Code. So after installing this and everything, go to open the VS Code here. Okay, if you see here, so all command need to be type Control Shift P for show all command. Open any file, Control plus O. Open any folder, Control K, Control O, or open run any recent, so you can create. It's by something useful, command. Basically shortcut. So here we have the extension. Okay, whichever I have tell about this Salesforce extension pack basically. Okay, let's go. Click here extension pack. So in my VS Code already that one, but let me show here Salesforce extension pack. So this is previous one extension pack, but Salesforce launched one another Salesforce extension base expanded. Expanded means Salesforce add many others extension in this pack. If you see here, there are total 13 there are total 13 extension. Okay, if you see Apex Interactive Debugger, Apex Relay Debugger, and Salesforce CLI integration, Aura component, Visual Force page, Lightning Web component, SFDX validator also, XML and EXNIN and prettier code and Apex PMD. If you check this previous version, so here total 9. Okay, 9 command, basically extension. If you check here, these are many things not available. Means total 4 extensions not available in this pack. So you need to be installed this one. Okay, Salesforce extension pack with extend. Okay, so after installing this, then close your your VS Code and open again. Okay, so in VS Code also you can use your command. Okay, don't need to be used in command prompt. You can use here. You can click here, or you can click here. View. Sorry, here is the one terminal. Okay, click on the terminal, a new terminal. You can open your terminal here. So you can type also any any command. For example, SFDX version. I want to check here. Just press here. Then it will be, you can run your command directly on the terminal. But many command here also, okay. But that command I will cover later, how we can use that command, how we can create the component using command. But now I'm showing using the directly using that show our command. Okay. So before creating LWC component, okay, what the third part our here, authorize your Salesforce org with LWC VS Code. Okay, so when you click here, yes, Control Shift P. Okay, see here all commands showing here basically. Okay, you can check here. So before authorization part, okay, one steps here also. Let me mention here another. Create your project, okay, with manifest. Okay, so then again then install authorize and that part. Okay, so here if you check, so there are two type of project. If you type here create project, okay, create project, so we have basically everyone use the create project and create project with manifest. And what the difference between create project and create project with manifest? Create project is not containing any XML file, okay, and our Salesforce will work only on the XML. When you create your project only using create project, it means it's not taking any XML file. Okay, so when you try to deploy any component in Salesforce, then definitely you will get error. Many errors coming with different name. You can't solve that problem. Okay, so my recommendation, always try to create your project only one option, create project with manifest. Okay, so and we have another option, create and set up project for ISB debugging. So this is the different ISB is the different type of org where we are creating for application for the Apex Exchange. So let's not talk about this. Let's create our project. Okay, so here maybe my extension is already activate not here. If you check here, so it's sometime taking or sometime directly. If you check here, my extension is active. So you can choose this one standard. Okay, type your any project name. Let me type LWC training project. Let me give the July. Okay, and press enter. When you press enter, it will be asked for location where you want to save your project. Okay, so I have one you can create your also, any other folder. This is, for example, new folder. I can give my July LWC training, and then you can go this and now click on create project. It means your project will store that folder only. Okay, now time to our other option for authorization. Okay,
And once repeated, how you created that folder.
okay. When you create that project, it will be asked for project. Okay, where you want to save. Okay, so we have on top of one another option. Let me show you. Here, when I click here, okay, it will be take some time. Now, how we can do authorization process basically? Let's type Control Shift P and type authorize. You can type you can type also command here, authorize. Here we have option authorize and org. Okay, or if you see here below, we have no default org. If you click up here, then it will be also open this one by default. Okay, let's click on the authorizes. So here we have three options. By default, it's showing the login.salesforce.com. After that, production, sandbox, and another we have option for custom. So which one we can use for this? First one by default means production. Mean if you have any developer or any production org, you want to deploy anything or you can work on it, so you can authorize that org. Okay, using production like login.salesforce.com, or if you want to authorize any sandbox. Okay, so we can use this one, test.salesforce.com. But if you are using any custom URL, okay, for example, now Salesforce launch enhanced basically, okay, enhanced domain. Enhanced domain, you can't log in directly using login.salesforce.com, test.salesforce.com, any sandbox. So you need to be use that domain URL basically. Okay, so I'm not using this 2R, but you can, if you want to, so you can use. Okay, you can type here, but make sure when your your browser redirect your VS Code redirect on the browser or login your credential. So make sure your credential should be correct. Okay, if you miss or you close that browser, then VS Code working on your authorization part, port 1717. Okay, then you have closed your browser there, but your port get reserved, means you can't authorize again your browser your Salesforce authorize org with VS Code. Why? Because your port already reserved. Okay, so you need to be follow some different uh, command line prompt to kill your process, or you need to be delete that node.js from task. then you able to again log in. Okay, but let's not talk about that, but this is the important. Make sure, yeah, Nimit.
I have one question. So suppose you're talking about the reserve keywords of the reverse and reserve
Port.
codes and the browser. Suppose example, I have a
Huh.
question. If my VS Code is open
Uh-huh.
and my Chrome example, Chrome is running and all my credentials are saved in Chrome, right?
Mhm.
And my
Mhm.
VS Code is running. So at the time of when I leave from office or something, and if I close
Uh-huh.
my laptop, suppose I close my browser, but VS Code is open. Right.
Uh-huh. Mm.
So I mean, what would happen at that time? So I mean, both should
No,
be open at same time, or both should be closed at same time.
no, you can close, but when authorize your org with VS Code, only that time need to be take care. Let me show you, okay, how we need to be take care. Let me everyone log in like Salesforce dot this one like okay, but here I'm using my personal org enhanced domain. Okay, enhanced domain means you should be copy your this basically. Okay, this is your domain name. Okay, so you can or any when you log in Salesforce, you can go to check. I will show also you can check how you can domain is using enhanced domain or the previous without enhanced domain. Okay, just copy this URL, go to VS Code. Now just type Control Shift P, customize and click on custom. Here it will be asked your URL. Type your URL. Then press enter. Okay, give your org name basically. Okay, so let me my org name is LWC org. Okay, press enter. Then your command is running now. If you see here, your command authorization running here. Okay, sometimes it's taking time, sometimes it's not taking time, directly redirect your browser.
Okay, I got it, got it. So suppose if I have two logins in
Mhm.
Salesforce
Mhm.
and I have two logins, and if suppose at the first time I have used in this VS Code, I have used the first login over here in VS Code.
Yes, when you log in, authorize your org in VS Code first time, then you should be take care. Don't when it redirect on the browser, so don't close that browser. Or you can cancel from here, or you can't close your browser. Then if you close your browser, then it will be reserve your port. So you can cancel here. You can if you forget your password, just cancel here. Then remember your password, login. Then I can try here. Same. Then it will be
Okay.
not reserve the browser. Okay.
Okay. At the time
So
of this running SFDX authorization org, अभी ये
yes.
चल रहा है, अभी ब्राउजर
हाँ
क्लोज नहीं करना, या आप ये कह रहे हो?
yes. ब्राउजर मतलब अभी रिडायरेक्ट होगा अभी
ठीक है.
टाइम when you when you go on the browser here, so just log in with your credential. Make sure everything your username and password everything is correct. Okay. So when you log in your credential, okay, so then it will be show here one your org authorized successfully basically. Okay, one message here. When you're running this command, it will be show here your org authorized successfully. So I have already authorized my org. Okay, let me check this one my org. Okay, let me set. So like this message, it will be so okay. Set your org authorized successfully. Okay, run. So when you see this message, it means your VS Code and Salesforce are now authorized successfully properly. Okay, so how you can check your org authorized successfully or not? Okay, so you can here if you check left side here, we have one option org browser. Org browser means in everything in org browser, it will show your data from the your Salesforce org. Basically, if you click here, so see here, whatever the apex trigger, okay, in my org, it will be show here everything. Okay, here you can check here, everything will show here. If you see check here another approval process, it will be show here everything. So you can check, you can see all the your whatever the data in the your org, it will be show here. You can check. And if you want to check your which org your authorized with org, so you can if you click here and type your instance name here, and you can see your username. Okay, Ashish. So this is my username basically is showing here. Okay, so you can check basically. Okay, so now it's everything. Okay, here we have set up. So how we can create our new our LWC component basically. So press Control Shift P and type here create. Here if you see here create LWC component, type here. So I have told you, make sure your LWC name should be start with small word. Okay, so LWC. After that, you can give your capital name, no problem. Okay, 10. Just type enter, and by default, so okay, force means whatever you will create in your org, by default it will be going in your force add. So if you check here, so everything in the force app. If you close this, there is okay. So everything will in your or a component will be creating Aura component, any classes, it will be any classes here. So okay. So in LWC section, we have our LWC. See here, there are three file created here. LWC dot our LWC component name dot HTML, then JS, and then metadata XML. If you see here, then everything XML parts will show you basically. Okay, this is XML part for exposing a component, for targeting any variable, dynamic, everything we can type here and expose. If you check here, so we have one option under underscore test. Okay, so if you open the same name, it will be showing within this. But this one will not using. Why? Because this is only for testing. Okay, testing means when you writing any component for app exchange. So some company ask to test your LWC component also, test classes. When you are writing any test class, you need to write one test class, right? So same for LWC, you need to be write also the test class. So this is the basically previously we need to be install that J unit, but now Salesforce already bind this J unit plugging in the this. So it's creating by default this test underscore. Previously we are creating this test underscore test folder, and then within this we are creating our LWC component .js. Means this is the testing for. Okay, so we are not using here, but this is the main important three HTML, JS, and meta. Okay, so let's go on the browser, or we can check how we can see our all LWC library, whatever the component and whatever the data component. So type here LWC library. Okay, click here. If you see here, Salesforce Lightning Component Library, click here. See, if you check here, so on the top of all the tag for LWC, if you scroll down, all the component tag for Aura component. Okay, so you can take the difference how for Aura component accordion. If you check here, so here all code you can also get that tag code. Okay, if you scroll down, so this is Aura component lightning button, like we are calling this type, and all the set everything. Then it will be show like how it look like. So you can check here. Your accordion show like this. If you click here, then it will be open here. So your UI part also here showing. You can check and you can copy your this code, paste, and you can use in our component. But in we are using LWC, so let's go on the top of and open this one, Lightning. And if you check in our LWC how we can use this same tagline, if you check here, everything functionality is here. Okay. If you check preview button here, okay, it's showing like, okay, open section, this one, data, everything. But how you can call that component? See here, template, some p tag, data, and this button. If you see here, the button is on the top of one button here also. Okay, open section. See, if you click this button, then this one section automatic open. Let me close this section. Click here. If you see here, see section automatically. Okay, so these are some coding already here. You can copy this and you can paste here. If you check here in JS part, this is import. First line, it Salesforce already bind this one. Okay, import lightning element from LWC means whatever the lightning uh, uh, functionality you want to use, just import first this import lightning element from LWC. After this should be same. Okay, this line you can't change. Export default classes. If it's go in the our in this org here, if you see here by default import lightning element from LWC by default line. This export default class like this our component. If you see here is showing the name from capital, but this not mandatory, but this is the mandatory. Here your component should be named with start with small one. Okay. Extend lightning element. When extend means you, if you know, if you learn the Java or other language in OOPS concept. So if some more functionality we have already built, that one we can extend in our current functionality, whatever where we want to use. So here we want to use our lightning functionality in this component. So just that's why here type here extend. Okay. Now for export and default. Okay. So basically, when we are creating other component, okay. For example, we have created one basic component, a base component for uh, creating any component. We need to be use that base component. So you can also export that component here. You can give your base component name here, class name. Then you can also use and extend that. Okay. So this is, let's copy, let's go in the here. So if you check here accordion section, now first accordion, you can check accordion section. It will be so here your accordion section, how it look like. Okay, here, and you can do practice one by one all these. Okay, whole tag. So at least you know about that how we can use. Till here you can use all, just don't do anything. Okay, just copy and paste in your component and check how it look like, how we can use, how if you want to use any alert, so how you can use alert, how it will be so like everything. And if you know want to more about that, for example accordion section, what are the specification and what are the event it will be, we can call in this tag. So you can go here. Okay, if you check here and the below, it will be show here. Okay, but if you want to more about that, so you can go click on the document. So here it will be show first data how we can show, Then adding an action on section. So here you can give your action. Okay, if you want to, when you click any button, then it will be activate by default that active section. Usually, if you check here first example where this. So here one, but previously it was one button in this one. Okay, so when we click that button, then it will be open that C section here. Okay, so we can use that functionality in the system, and you can learn about that more about that basically that tag, how initialize that accordion with multiple activate action. If you want to open this section, section A, section B, section C3, section by default, we can I want to open multiple, so you can allow multiple section. You can check here one by one in documentation. Okay, handling the section toggle event. If you want to, when open the section A, then B and other are automatic, closed, and you want to click section B, then A and other already no automatic closed. So you can perform that functionality here. Everything here mentioned. Okay, just you need to be read out and just try to implement that. You can use everything. If you want to more about that in a specification, just click on the specification. In one line, it will be give everything here. A collection of vertical stacks section with the multiple contents area. Support GA, access global, abstract false, and extendable false. Now check here attribute. What are the event? What are the attribute in the? You can apply that basically tag. If you check here, active section name. So you can read about this description, expand the specific according section, pass in the string. You can read and you can use that one also. Multiple section, if you want to use multiple section, will open, so you can use that. So you can read one line more. Okay, so let me jump. You can know about this. Okay, lightning button also, when you click on the button, so here is the multiple button also here. Okay, base, neutral, brand outline, distractive text. If you want to show success button, so you can see. So here everything here. Okay, if you click here, so your button will change the, on the basis of your variant. Basically, if you give the variant base, so it will be so like this one without any box or any. If you give the neutral variant, then it will be so like this. If you want to show some cancel button, you want to show some red type destructive, so you can use here that variant, destructive variant. If you want to save any button or want to show like succeed like this green, you can use that variant. And when you are using the brand, okay, brand means this is showing blue, right? Brand means whatever theme you are using the Salesforce, then it will be take that color by default. For example, you are using something green, green color theme in the your Salesforce. In Salesforce, you can also install some theme. Okay, so that according to your CRM, it will be your this background color like showing the blue. It will be automatic green or blue or dark gray. It will be automatic. So because you are using the brand, means what you are using theme for brand, that it will be automatic thing. Okay, some badges, some badges something. Okay, badges means some data is showing multiple and you want to show some small badges and like 1 2 3 like this. Okay, you can use these badges alpha, this beta, gamma, and here we have option also with icon. You can show icon in the drop down. We have multiple scenario type of. Okay, so you can use some alpha icon, beta, something like this. Okay, if you check the avatar means your profile. You want to show your profile some uh, specific like this. Okay, this is the basic avatar. You want to show your profile in this preview, but this is basic. What we want to change, and you can want to use avatar beside, so you can change here in drop down and see that code. Okay, small, large, and this. preview. If you check here, it will be give a size, yes, small, small, medium, and large. So you can look like everything here. It will be show in preview. Okay, you don't need to be just copy this code and paste and change your variable, your URL, this SRC name, and you can use it directly. If you check avatar with variants, okay, so you can use that like this avatar, something circle, something radius, you can change here, circle, square. So like that one, you can use your avatar. Basically, you want to show some profile here. Okay, let's for in we have also here many things you can learn one by one. So if you want to some carousel, okay, if you check any website, in website is something image coming and automatic scroll showing the different image by automatic. Okay, so you can use this carousel. Okay, this is carousel. You can use carousel here. You can give the multiple basically image. Okay, first card, then click second card, third card. It will show here. Okay, if you want a gradual without auto scroll, so you can click here. Then it will be not auto scroll. You can need to be create. Click on that icon here. See, it's not automatic scroll. But you know when you click on this, then it will be scroll your this. Okay, so let's here also some carousel images. You can use images type. Okay, now let's jump on the input part. Okay, so maybe that one it will be ho. Huh, you can use if you want to use any flow in the LWC. So here we have flow option. Okay, type here. So you can call your flow in the LWC correctly. Okay, this is our tagline: lightning flow and flow API. You can show your lightning basically any but basically it's screen flow. Okay, you can see show your screen flow here, and also you can pass your some data. Okay, input variable also you can pass from LWC to your screen flow, and you can also use your LWC component in a screen flow, vice versa you can. Okay, let's go on the input part. If you click here input, okay, so in the input part, we have multiple type of, okay. If you check, let's go over first. This is the text input, okay, by default. And we click text input in advance, so it will be show something, okay, okay, some required, some without required. So, okay, some text here, some text with same like this. And if you want to some uh, different text side is with text value, so you can also use here. If you check here, this is the your some advanced JS part, already some JS part here given, you can learn about, you can easily learn. But in other class also I will tell you how we can use that class. You can create your CSS part. If you want to use this CSS, okay, you don't know how to create, just go in this here, this is your file name. Okay, so just click, right click, and first click on the rename. Okay, so don't rename. Okay, just copy your name. Okay, if you remember, yeah, everything correct, so you can type also. Okay, let's go click here, and here we have option. Okay, new file, just type here new file, paste your LWC component and dot css, just enter. So your css are create here. Okay, you can use your css here directly. So, and if you go here, so we have different date type, date time, all the type of input here. If you want to use any file input, you want to upload any file in the system using this input file. So you can see here, you can upload a file. Basically, you can copy this code. Let me show one copy paste here. Okay. Okay, just copy. Don't do anything like, just try to practice. Just copy, enter, paste here. Okay, just paste here. If you want to JavaScript, So just go in your agar type here. If anything Java, no, just leave it. Check here, any CSS here, yes. Just copy this CSS and paste here. This is CSS form. Just paste here. Okay. So when you deploy your component, so it will be not so your org, okay, where you want to use. So I have one here. So before deploying, so set your component expose where you want to expose your component basically. Okay, just leave type here true. Each expose is called basically true. Okay, then okay, just type Control Shift here and target. Okay, then I'm using one extension, so that's why it's getting our suggestion. But all the expose, okay, basically like this. First targets, okay, then close your targets. Under this targets, target lightning. You want to use your component on record page. Record page means this one. For example, this is my org, and when I'm opening any account, okay, click on accounts. Here, if you open any records, okay, so you want to use your this is the record page, okay. So how you can use your component here? Basically, this is your record page, okay. So you can click here, setup, and here we have option, okay, edit page. So I will show you here how we can use also, okay. And then home page. Home page means when you click on the home page here, this is your home page. You want to use your page component here, home page. So expose only your component on home page. Okay. If you want to use your page on any application, application means basically when you typing here now, lightning. So these are your application, service, marketing, community, this one. If I'm using some sales, so sales also this is my application. If you use any other, so you can, if you click here, so you can see your all application, what are your application in the system. Click on view all, and these are your application. You can use your application here. So you want to show any your component on any application. Application means when you open, for example, here I have open sales, okay, and I want to use my component on this application. So you can use that anywhere. You can use this application in this, okay. And here we have option for tab also. Here tab, okay, how we can create lightning tab. So open this and type this lightning. You can write these okay. If you don't remember, you can I will send in the chat, okay. So you can copy this and you can just paste for now. In future you can use, but when you remember everything and when you know about what Salesforce LWC, so you can use that. Okay.
Ashish, can you repeat this target once again?
Okay. So target, basically this is target. Okay. Target means your first opening tag. Opening tag. Okay.
Yeah.
And in the targets your main tag, and target your the where you want to expose your component. Expose means where you want to show your component, or record page, or app page, or home page, or tab. If you want to show your component in flow record action, like yeah, flow screen. Here you want to show your component on quick action button, so you can open this one. You want to open this lightning inbox, you can open this one. So here is the chat box, minimize, pre-chat. Pre-chat means basically when you are using something, live chat board, so you can show your component there. You want to show your component community hub, basically community cloud. So you can use this one. Okay, but
Yeah.
for now you can use for this one. Okay, just okay.
Yes, practice.
Just say yeah, just save it. Okay, and what you should, you can click here in component, right? Then here we have option, okay, for deploy source to R. So always use source for when you deploy means local to org. So use deploy source to R. When you try when you want to use you whatever code in your org and you want to in uh, local. So use this one last one. Retrieve source from org. Means for example in this scenario which scenario you can use basically if you want to any component latest code, for example same component working the different developer, 2 or 3 developer. So how you can know that what developer he written that code, and when you deploy this component means that developer code will override. For example you are working. Okay, when you're working offshore and someone working the onshore, right? Yeah. So just before any component working, just type okay here, retrieve source from R. For example, I did not deploy any code in my R. Okay, but when I click here, uh, retrieve source from R, so then it will be everything go blind because nothing I deploy anything in my R basically. So taking time basically 20 minutes something. Okay, so let's cancel. Let me deploy this. Okay, and we can use this one component. Okay, let's this deploy our component. It's not deploy, so we will try to use our component using SFDX command. Okay, it's deployed. Okay, so your component is deployed in the Salesforce. Okay, what now? Just go in Salesforce and what our component name, and we have exposed there are four places. Okay, record page, app page, home page, and tag. So let's first check on the record page. Open any here, any record, and just click on the setup, then edit page. When you click on the page here, okay, so it's taking opening here. So how you can drag your component? First, here we have option, okay, search, and here we have tab. If some field here, it will be show your all field here, but we want our component basically. Okay, so what our component? LWC training. So type here LWC. It's searching something. Maybe internet slow, that's why it's taking time. Searching, let's take like this also. Okay, it's loading our custom component here. Whatever your component you are deployed the org, okay, everything component it will be showing the custom. Okay, basically. loading. And let's refresh our component. And that one, let's click here. It's loading. Okay. Type here our LWC component. What our component name? LWC training July. Okay. Upload file. No, this one. Something different or check here our all archives. Okay, deploy something different on this. Let's deploy again. Okay. Maybe it's deploy the different. So make sure your username na different. Sometimes your if your username the same now, so it will be deploy your different org also. If you check here, so the path, everything is this. Deploy your org. Now check your component here, refresh and check. Not showing in our org, basically. Let's do one thing. Our one org here, different org, basically. This org, okay. I'm deploying my this org. Okay. It will in this org. So because my that username is different my username. That's why it's showing error. Means maybe some that one deploy and the different. This is my different org. Okay. And let me log in this. Okay. And we can check in this org. Because this is username the different. Okay. Okay, let's deploy our component, this component in this org. Basically, this is one test org I have created, developer org. Okay, let's go in my org here and type account. Open any value here. Okay, type, go on the setup and edit page. It's loading. No. Did not select the correct, org. That's why it's not showing. Okay, now it is correct org. And we type here LWC component July is showing here. So where you want to use, if you want here, so you can send here, I want to use here details page, and in the last of this page, you can drag here. Okay. If you want here, showing here, just drag your component. Okay, it will be shown here. If you want to use somewhere like here, so you can drag your component here also. Okay, just save. And when you do in the first time, then it will be asked for activate your or basically also. So just assign your or both desktop and phone view, and just save it. Okay, now you have set up your component. Okay, just save it and go back. So if you see here in the details page, your that component are showing here everything. If you say left side, right side, also here this one, all the component. Okay, we have exposed also the different. So you can check also home page. Let me check on the component. Okay, tab also. Okay, how you can create tab? Go to setup also, and type here one tab option. Okay, tab. Click on the tabs. And here we have option of a lightning component tab. So just press here new and select your component. Here two components showing here. So let's select this one, LWC CLI, and give a component your basically type name. Okay, you can give type name. Okay, just, and this is tab style is the mandatory, so you can select any type style with no required. Okay, but if you are working for any company, so make sure you whatever your tab selecting, so it's something makes sense. Now I have set up this one. Just type here your tab name. Okay, so here tab is showing, so you can also check your component now showing here your tab. Okay, so you can check one by one. Okay, you can use these or one by one use this tag once, then you able to understand. Then we will move another next weekend on the okay, and thanks everyone for joining. And anyone have any questions? So let's discuss now.
Uh,